has enjoyed playing here in the past, and we've enjoyed the matches so far. Good wins there for Feng Yangte and Wang Dongping. It's 2 out of 2 for China's Shi Yuqi as well against Ng Tae-yong. Now we move into our third match here. Nozomi Okuhara of Japan takes on Yeo Jia Min of Singapore. So in terms of the bracket here, the winner of this match would either play Go Jinwei or former world and Olympic champion Carolina Marin, the 6th seed from Spain. Big one there, awaiting the winner of this match.
The umpire of the match.
You can just hear there the players being announced to come in shortly.
And the service judge, Commander Indonesia. Nozomi Okuhara, Japan.
Sounds like Nozomi Okuhara. A bit of a fan favourite here.
Versus Yeo Jia Min, Singapore.
Yeo Jia Min gets a pretty decent response. Chris, did you get good responses when your name was shouted out?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest, probably not. Especially if I was playing in Indonesian. You know, the fans here are incredible, and the passion they have for their own players. It's amazing. It really is amazing.
You told me a very good story about playing Gideon and Sukamuljo here, where the crowd kind of went quite quiet when you guys fought back.
Yeah. I mean, it's a hall where sometimes you can't hear your partner or the coach, just because the crowd, you know, there's that loud. But you can feel the passion from the crowd.
Yeah.
The crowd's loving it, and it's a joy to watch. And I know later on in the tournament, it almost gives you goosebumps.
Yeah.
Because the crowd is,
Absolutely.
you know, it's like incredible, the atmosphere, and I would say there's no other tournament quite like it. I'd say, especially in England, we're very generally a quiet,
Reserved.
yeah, very reserved kind of crowd at the All England. They do cheer, but nothing to the extent of the phenomenal fans here in Indonesia.
So these two have met just once before. That was at the Australian Open all the way back in 2019. Okuhara won that in straight games in the quarter-final. So Nozomi Okuhara is 28 years of age. She's 156 centimeters tall. She's from Nagano, which is known for its cold weather and ski slopes. 20th in the world. She is a former world #1. This was in October of 2019. And she is a bronze medalist of the 2016 games, like my commentator here, fellow commentator. World Championship, former world champion back in 2017. She came second in 2019 as well, and on the World Tour as well, she has won 5 titles. Most recently, though, was the 2021 at the All England. Yeo Jia Min is 24, slightly taller at 163 centimeters tall. She's currently 29th, but she's been a lot higher, 16th in the world, and that was achieved towards the end of December 2021. Commonwealth Games last year, she got a bronze medal. And there's Raminto Spongo from Indonesia, our umpire. You could probably just hear that noise that Chris was alluding to earlier. Tomaru Lalia of Indonesia is our service judge. Yeo Jia Min has won a couple of titles on the World Tour. Back in 2018, she won the Vietnam Open, and 2019, the Hyderabad Open. She was runner-up at the Hilo Open in 2021. Not much difference in the rankings here, Chris. Nozomi Okuhara 20th, Yeo Jia Min 29th. I watched her in Thailand. She was not at her best against Mia Blichfeldt. Well, she was completely outplayed. She had a much better time in Singapore. Opening round, she beat Tang Yuman, who was 17th in the world. So you get a bit of a mixed bag with her. Nozomi Okuhara, as a former world #1, you know there's real quality there.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing in this match would be Okuhara for me, just because she really hasn't played many tournaments this year. From what I understand, she's been plagued with some injury issues. So I'm really, really hoping that she can, you know, get that behind her, because her last tournament was the Swiss Open. She ended up having to pull out of that, which, you know, is tough for anyone to see, and that was back in March, and she hasn't actually played a tournament since.
That's
so
a long time, isn't it?
It is. She's really been plagued, as far as I understand, with injury issues. I don't know the specifics of the injuries, but I just hope for her, you know, she can get herself back into a run of, you know, good health, be fully fit, and then get her momentum back, because, yeah, she's ranked down at 20 in the world, but I wouldn't say that's a realistic ranking, because we saw clearly she's been ranked #1 in the world.
Start left from Yeo Jia Min. I mean, just going what you're saying, we're not entirely aware of the nature of it, but look at her left leg later on. We'll have probably a view of it. It's got that Sakura strapping on it.
And the thing is, as well, when you've been out of tournaments for, you know, some duration, and as she has in the last period of time, she really hasn't played many tournaments at all. She's had 5 matches in the whole of 2023, which, you know, some other players have had, you know, her opponent 27 matches. There's a considerable difference, and it's getting yourself kind of match sharp, match ready, and tournament ready. Sounds a bit strange, but when you don't play tournaments for such a long duration on a consistent basis, everything feels strange again, and you have to it takes a bit of time to get back into it. Nice, brilliant little block there, cross court, in control in that rally.
Just the one win this year,
which is amazing to think. You know, back in 2019, I think it was it 29? No, apologies. Back in 2021, she won the All England, which was, you know, it was over 2 years ago, but from winning the All England to 2 years later, struggling to just be match fit to play tournaments and matches.
Well, this might present a great opportunity for Yeo Jia Min from her perspective.
Yeah, I would say it's a 50-50 game, because Yeo Jia Min, she hasn't lost many times to players this year that she's been ranked higher than. A lot of the players she's lost to have been fractionally ranked higher than her. She's been fairly consistent. She's been a little bit up and down in regards to performance on the day, but, you know, she's a great player. She really is. So I'd say it's going to be a very interesting match how this goes.
So, look at Yeo Jia Min's record in the World Tour in terms of first round matches. She's won 38, but she's also lost 34 of them. It's almost 50-50 getting through the first round. Contrast that with Okuhara, who's won 95 first-round matches and lost 23 of them, of which 4 of them have come this year. So, a full 20% of her first-round exits. This year alone, Chris, if you can hear me.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that
says a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, and a lot of that is, oh no, she's pulled out. No way. Oh, that's so sad to see. Oh.
Did she ask for medical attention?
No, it's her calf. So sad to see. So I'm assuming the issues that she's had in the past, they're not rectified. She hasn't recovered, and yeah, and I'm pretty sure that she's just indicated that she unfortunately can't continue.
Oh no.
It's so horrible to see, because she's a player who has been one-on-one. Yeah. She's a player that's been the best the game's had, and for her to be plagued by these injuries for so long, it's really tough to see. And I really, really, really hope that if she is pulling out now, that she can get this rectified and she can get it fixed, so that we can see the Okuhara that we've all seen in the past, the great player we've seen.
Oh. It is done. You're right. It is finished. And Okuhara, it's absolute gutting for her. And I know as a fellow player, you feel that, right?
It's horrible. It really is. You know, when you see a player that she has been, you know, she was one of the best in the game for such a long duration, and we're talking. Oh, it's horrible to see. And you know, she's been out for the last 3-4 months, and then she comes back.
The very first tournament, not even 10 minutes.
Yeah, and it's obvious that she wasn't fully fit for the match, but I really, really hope that she can get these injuries sorted so that she's fully fit and come back onto the tour, and we can see the player back from 2021 when she won the All England.
Well, it's a real shame for Nozomi Okuhara. We wish her all the very best. And unfortunately, it's her second tournament in a row that she's had to pull out of. Swiss Open, she did it 3 months ago, and here at the Indonesia Open, she's had to retire with Yeo Jia Min trailing 4-6 there. Nozomi Okuhara, unfortunately, is out of this tournament. That, of course, pushes all the other matches up very quickly. And we're going to have to ask everyone to bear with us here, because I don't think anyone would have been prepared for this. The players waiting in the background well, they certainly wouldn't have been ready at this point, right, Chris? So
no, it's a difficult one for everyone. You know, obviously, worse situations for Okuhara, but for the players coming on, they would be in their warm-up, they'd be going through it, but they wouldn't be at the later stages. They'd be, you know, probably halfway through the warm-up. So now it's a bit of a shock, and sometimes this can happen, and you've got to adapt to it and be ready. And
what's the protocol here? Like, they're going to say, guys, we're going to have to pull you out, get ready.
It's a case of, you know, within reason, we've got to start almost straight away. It's not going to be instant, because you do have to give them just a very short amount of time to be ready. Yeah. But it is a case of we can't have the way that it works is the match is following. It's not a time. So when it's following, you've got to be ready for these.
Followed by, isn't it?
Exactly. You know, these unique situations do occur, and as a professional athlete, you've got to be ready. You've got to adapt, and you know, it's a case of, instead of maybe having 20 minutes, 30 minutes to be ready, you got 5. And, you know, it's difficult, and it's going to be interesting how both of these ladies doubles pairs start now, because are they both ready? You know, you've got to accept it's the same situation for both pairs. No pair has an advantage, but who's going to start better? And sometimes, as we saw in the men's singles, whoever starts better in the game, it can be a massive advantage, because if you do all of a sudden lose 4 or 5 quick points and you don't settle, it can feel very difficult to come back from that. So, and I would say this ladies doubles that we've got coming on next, it's a very even game. You've got a pair ranked 20 in the world from Japan and a pair ranked 15 in the world from India. But I would say the Japanese pair, wow, I saw them play last week, and a vastly improved pair than I'd seen previously. Right. So it's going to be a really interesting ladies doubles. I would say it's a 50-50. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And then obviously after that, we've got a really exciting game of Momota versus Unkar Long. And Momota, similar-ish situation to Okuhara in regards to we haven't seen him play a great deal over the last year, the last 18 months. If we go back to when he had that horrible car accident, that was back in, I think it was January 2019. But since then, we haven't quite seen the same player. Obviously, we had COVID, which was horrific as well. But it will be interesting to see which version of Momota we have later on today.
We'll be back in a short while then with that third match here at the Indonesia Open. Do stay with us. queuing up to get in here, the Istora Senayan for the HSBC BWF Indonesia Open. And if you've been following us here in Court 1, I'm afraid there's bad news for Nozomi Okuhara. Who's had to retire. We're awaiting the next match, of course, because that last match ended so abruptly after just, what, 6 minutes? I think we're gonna just await the next pairing, as Chris Langridge here mentioned. An experienced player who's been here as well at the Indonesia Open, that players will be in the practice hall, or maybe not even there, but they just have to find them, locate them, get them ready. So we just await that arrival, and we do ask for your patience. Welcome back to the Istora Senayan here in Jakarta, Indonesia. HSBC BWF Indonesia Open 2023. Lots and lots of fans here for this amazing tournament. Still people streaming in here to the Istora Senayan.